Pagpapahalayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao.
All rise. The President of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Mataahon.
Sit down kindly. Salamat. Itong hindi tayo nasanay sa... Alam ko lang kasi nung bata pa ako nung pagmisa. Mas... ready with your questions, Regalado, and all colleagues in government, ladies and gentlemen. I am glad to be back from my first APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Lima, Peru. The trip was long, but the presence and participation of the Philippines was an economic necessity. Together with the economic leaders, we reviewed the progress made by APEC in achieving the organization's goals. While trade has helped spur growth, there was a keen awareness that free trade must benefit not only the big businesses. I stress the Philippines' position that we must go beyond free trade and instead focus on economic trade policies that must immediately yield benefits for our micro, small and medium enterprises that form the backbone of APEC economies. To make our MSMEs grow from local actors to global players, we must provide a supportive policy framework that ensure an economic environment for all businesses to thrive. We will work hard to make sure that economic growth will be felt by all. In various meetings during the entire Economic Leaders Week, the Philippine delegation presented and spelled out in detail our priority areas for economic cooperation and investments. We explored opportunities that will open up avenues for sharing knowledge and expertise, forge linkages, and learn best practices. We may be able to replicate that experience in the management of the SSS funds for our pensioners to derive more benefits from the fund with greater financial stability, security, and growth. In the area of communications, we are finalizing our plans to open up information and communications technology industry to new players in order to promote competitiveness and improve quality of service. Putulin ko muna ang basa ko dito sa ano ko. I think the only way to make this country move faster to benefit the poor is really to open up communications, the airwaves, and the entire energy sector. My decision now is, this moment is, bubuksan ko ang Pilipinas. Or else, you can count by your fingers about in one hand the power players of this country. I would not say that they are the elite because it would connotate another connotation. But I would say that in the light of what happened, meron dito yung sa corruption, unahin ko na lang. Because I told them all, the only way for deliverance of this country is to remove it from the clutches of the people who hold the power and money. If I can survive the next phase of that area of governance. Pag hindi ako, well, I don't know, but I'd like just to send this strong message to, it's about time that we share the money of the entire country. And to move faster, make competition open to all. Kasi pagka ganito, with the corrupt government and with the limited area to move, you will stymie competition and we will always be at the mercy of the corrupt people in this planet. We do not monopolize government corruption. That problem is shared by the whole of the international arena. But I would like not to wait for the others. Buksan ko na ang Pilipinas para wala nang. And maybe reroute the entire red tape. Kung gusto ko na lang siguro sa opisina na lang kayo magbigay ng application, ako na magdala doon sa respective departments at ako na ang kukuha doon mismo sa resulta. Otherwise, wala tayong pahinga nito. And I would say, kung ganun lang naman, in this, meron ako dito ang kunti, I'd rather resign and give it to the others. We are now also looking into regulatory requirements and institutional arrangements to hasten the entry of new players in the power industry and energy sector. The Philippines acknowledges the significant role of more vibrant telecommunication and power industries to be able to participate in the global market with a competitive edge. Recognizing the importance of law enforcement, creating and enabling a safe and secure business environment, we are also committed to enhance the capability of our police force. At present, our transaction to purchase assault rifles from the U.S. is put under review following the expressed opinion of a member of the U.S. Senate. And we explore other potential transactions which offer better deals and more advantageous terms. These planned collaborative undertakings are among our positive engagements with economic partners in APEC. At the sidelines of the leaders' meeting, I met with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin. We discussed ways to broadening and intensifying economic aid. We didn't talk about military, and I welcome the invitation of President Putin to visit Russia and have directed the Secretary of Foreign Affairs and of the Defense to undertake an advance visit soonest to firm up a substantive agenda with Moscow. Ang totoo talaga niyan, hindi mo kapunta nga because I cannot stand cold. China in turn has agreed to ramp the implementation of economic agreements made during my visit to Beijing. President Xi Jinping and I directed officials of both of our governments to use coordinating mechanisms established to ensure the timely follow-up and implementation of the agreements. In my engagement with foreign and business leaders, I also made it clear that the Philippines is now introducing economic and fiscal reforms as part of our needed approach to make it the world's top investment destination of choice. The Philippines is on track with unparalleled trajectory of growth. Let's work hard together to sustain, if not surpass, what the Philippines so far has achieved to improve the ease of doing business, suppress criminality, and eliminate corruption. I have previously enjoined all government agencies to be above board in their transaction. I am now reiterating my position that all allegations of corruption shall be dealt with seriously here, but severely. In the light of the recent developments in the Energy Regulatory Commission, I have directed a comprehensive review of all legal remedies to overhaul and effect fundamental changes in the agency, including the officials. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, I have received word that the members of that body have refused to step down. I demanded that they all resign. Ayaw ninyo, dali lang yan. We will abolish the office. I will not grant any single centavo. You can stay there forever. I'll set up another. Kayo you hear the petitions for increases sa itong energy, electric. Paano ko how can I serve the people with the corrupt government and kagaya yung nangyari sa opisina ninyo? I'm not attributing it to anybody. But the problem is, we've been dealing. Akala ninyo kasi nagbibiro tayo dito. Mas ano pa ako dyan sa mga rebellion. Kasi talaga, my desire is to just be at peace with my countrymen. Pati sa mga moro. Yung corruption ang hindi ko matanggap. Kasi matagal na talaga to. I am not trying to point out an era here, but all along, noon pa yan. Estudyante pa ako, sa totoo lang. Kasasawa ko na sa inyo, be content with your allowances and sweldo ninyo. And do not make government as a milking cow. Kaya dyan, ilang consultants just to accommodate. Huwag na muna kami mga elected. Kakayong mga appointed sa position. Judges and all. Prosecutors and all. Pati yung hindi na nagsawa. Isa pa yung mga mahirap. They have been eternally deprived of their living conditions. A similar directive was also issued in relation to fish pen operations and other related economic activities in Laguna. I do not propose to deprive you of your livelihood. But in all of those with fish pens across the country, maski saan ka magpunta, you have deprived the man with the paddle and the bangka of their even pagkain. Huwag na muna yan to make even a livelihood. Yung pagkain na lang. Itong fish pens, marami ito. Mga gobernador, mga mayor, mga barangay captains, military, police, retired or on active duty, lahat. Pati mga presidente noon. Taglang pinipiga ang Pilipino. You make arrangements with the DNR. Limit your area you can fence it. But you have to give the bigger share to the so many fishes folk. I'm directing kasi itong under ito ng authority, if you cannot do the job by this second week of December, I will order the military to destroy it. And this time, no more arrangement of ano ang kailangan ninyo, what will be your area. Because you are depriving them and everybody of the need, not even to live at this time, but to survive. Kung wala sabihin na they're living, no? Even to survive, pagkain. Kung ayaw ninyong liitan, sisirain ko. So, you lose your investments, and I don't care. You can go to the Supreme Court, you can go to the whatever you want, Ombudsman, and file your cases there. But it will be my direct order, and I will assume full responsibility for it. You make it hard for us, and you will be sorry. Nobody, nothing has moved in this country so far that's significant to the human being. Yan ang ibig kong sabihin. While I was in Lima, I also understand that there were plans to greet my return with protest over the burial of President Ferdinand Marcos at the libingan ng mga bayani. To all the protest organizations, let me throw this simple proposition to you. I will gladly and happy even to step down and relinquish my post if you can answer in the negative these two key questions. Was the late Ferdinand Marcos a president? And was he a soldier? Never mind about a hero. It's hard to document something like that. To document heroism requires history. Hindi madali yan. Pwede, yan lang. In the absence of the protest organizations here or pending their availability for their actual answers, let me end this arrival statement tonight. All of the decisions that I have made and still have to make are always guided by the common good and the general welfare of the people. Be it in the foreign affairs or in the domestic front, all actions of the government will be always driven by the desire and to resolve to advance the national interest. Consistent with these valued principles, let me assure you that while your protest actions are being staged, our military forces will remain and be confined in their camps. They are restricted to be there in their proper places. We shall also keep a lean number of police personnel. Their role shall be limited to traffic enforcement and the basic public policy standards. They are prohibited from carrying long firearms. Protest action shall be allowed in all open public places for as long as they want with no time limit. The protesters will neither hindi na kailangan to secure rally permits or in fear of being evicted. You know, the rationale of this, a permit is always required. That's illegal. But dito kasi, in this planned protest now, they are mobile, ambulant, and traveling from one jurisdiction to the other. Now, sa ng Manila, pag-cross mo ng Paranaque to Pasay to Manila with different mayors, with different entities that would issue the permit to hold the rally, there might be some local governments that might deny a permit to be issued, and then if there is the marching now of people, they will confront it with the police. Kung ganong maggulo, ako na mismo ang nagsasabi, as President, I assume that responsibility. Again, I will answer for all legal issues there. The purpose is to assure the public peace. To paraphrase what was said, I may not agree with what you say, but I will protect your right to say it. That is our democracy. As your president, you have my word and you have that commitment. Maraming salamat po. Questions, time. Let's have the question hour. Pero hindi yung 1 hour question hour. That's just a...
Good evening, Mr. President. Apparently, while you were on your way home, something happened during this hearing at the Senate on Kerwin Espinosa. Your chief of police, Bato, he shed some tears. Those tears were apparently an expression of his desperation because he said in his effort to reform the PNP, he has gotten to certain times that he does not know whom to trust anymore because after Kerwin revealed some names who were on the tape among the police officers in Region 8 and 7, like that. And Bato was asked if how will he do it in terms of reforming the PNP. And now my question is, how will it affect your fight against illegal drugs? And the second question, sir. Sir, today is the 7th year of the Maguindanao massacre. Do you think there would be justice before your term ends?
Inshallah. God willing, kung term ang pag-usapan, Madam, this is always an uncertain planet. In the first place, you had called him Bato. I do not have any doubt. It was just an expression of a human being with a burden on the entire shoulders, the peace and the law and order of this country. Naintindihan ko. Sabi ko nga, I will gladly step down. I'd be happy. My God, I'm telling you the truth. I'll be most happy. Pareho kami. Kung ganito lang trabaho ka. You know, you want at this age to be closer to the beauty of life, closer to God. Because it's inevitable that you will go one of these days. And our age are limiting our number of days in this earth. Naintindihan ko si Bato, pati lahat yung may mabibigat, the generals, the guys who lose their troops, and you know. Tapos ako dito, sige, kya ng corruption. Remember that I made only 3 basic promises when I campaigned for the presidency. No corruption. I will suppress drugs. Or I will end it with the people in the drug business and criminality so that we can move. If that's our experience in Davao. We were hitting a growth rate of almost 7, far from the rest of mga LGUs. But why did we have it? Because Davao was peaceful. I never worried about economic guidelines there. Sinabi ko, gawain ko lang itong ating syudad peaceful and the investments will come. And I said, I never pretended to be an economist, but I said I campaigned because I was a lawyer and I understood what it means to be in a peaceful place.
Yes, sir. Sir, but Bato was also quick to point out, he said categorically that he will never leave you in your fight against illegal drugs.
You know, Bato has nothing to worry. As I have said to the military and the police, in obedience to that order against crime and the drugs, if I find out that you are not at fault at first instance, I will give you the guarantee that you will be protected. Hindi yung mga scalawags, hindi yung mga misfits. But an average soldier or a policeman or in government should have this presidential protection of money. If it is done in accordance with the rules of the law, then you have nothing to worry. Go ahead. Ako patuloy yung magalit kung wala kang gawin. So it's a feeling of, in many times in front of the military and the cabinet members, I have expressed an exasperation, and it is no secret that I told them, kung ito lang man kagulo. But the problem is, first, I have to do my duty. So, I was elected to serve for a specific term. I hope to arrive there. I ask myself about my country. Kung pag-usap ko na kasi ang bayan, ibang istorya na yan. Pero in my moments of ikaw na ngayon nagtatrabaho at they call you kung ano-ano pa pinagsasabi. you just prove to me that ito ngayon, this will be a golden opportunity for not really against the protest because they will have my protection also. Pero I step down, nakangiti. Just answer those basic questions. I have to decide one way or the other. I cannot decide it in favor of the sentiments. Hindi few. Marami yan. But the problem is, you are asking me to violate the law. Talagang sakripisyo nga tayo sa buhay, kahirapan noon, kulang ang sweldo. Dumating ako dito only to face charges. I have to follow the law. That is my sworn duty when I was and to protect and adhere to the Constitution. Kaya tatanungin ko nga kayo, ito lang dalawa. Was Marcos a soldier? Because if he was not, he does not deserve to be there. Was Marcos a president? If he was not, then he should not be there. Was Marcos a coward during the war? That is not my business. We cannot. Was a hero? Hindi ko rin yan. It's there already. Is there an evidence of his being a hero? Yes. Why? The Valor Medal. It is not given to almost anybody, even among soldiers and the police. It is really a precious gift from God for you to be considered as you have done something that is extraordinary and beyond the call of duty. It is not my time no longer to be asking the questions of how he pulled the trigger and shot the enemy. I was not there. Was he a coward? I don't know if he ran away from a battle, but I was not there, and nobody can give me a positive and definite answer on that. If you ask me to step down, I'll ask you, was I elected legally? Or do I get this mandate to serve by cheating the people? I do not remember of buying votes because walang pera. I do not remember threatening voters, but I threatened the drug lords at ang aparatos mismo. What did I tell you? I will declare war. When in the war, somebody has to die. I never said a strong police punitive action because I knew that we are already in a narco-politic state, very similar as if we are now a country in Latin America. Alam ko noon na narco-politics ng Pilipinas, that politics has crept inside government with the number of barangay captains running to the thousands and the number of mayors pretending to be anti-drug advocates only to be traitors to our country. Kaya ako sa galit, yung bulahin mo ako na, Mr. President, huwag kang maniwala niyang sabi nila, wala ako dyan. Political. Tapos dating ng tinuladang, kaya sabi ko nga ang tool, sabihin mo lang sa akin ang totoo. Maybe there will be a little space for some agreement. Huwag mo akong bulahin. Pupunta-punta ka doon sa Malacanang tapos maski sino. Ang problema, hindi mo ang bit-bit ko yung hindi sarili kong bulsa. Ang bit-bit ko ang Pilipinas. And it is reeling with the affliction of people who violated their oath of office. Hindi lang yan, bubulahin mo pa ako. Huwag mong gawin. Susunod ka talaga, nagsusunod. Better still, you better surrender and mag-usap na lang. Usap kayo na batuli. I will. Huwag mo akong bulahin kasi pag binula mo ako, may guarantee you. Sinabi ko na noon sa inyo, huwag ninyo akong bulahin. Sabi mo lang, anong nangyari? We can always talk about the nicer things in life, but do not bullshit me with a lie, lying to the teeth in front of me. Nakakaloko kasi nung magrespeto sa akin kung ganon. Pag nagpabula ako nung magagong yun, respeto ka isang presidente na nabubula? Would you respect a president who is gullible? O kung hindi, takot mamatay? Ay, hindi ito para sa iyo. Sila. When this is not for you. I'm not asking Sven for respect. Ako mismo, wag mo akong bulan. Not because I want to feel important as president. Beside po. Personally, I have this burden of protecting the people and country. And you bullshit me with lies. Na alam ko naman talaga. Papalusay kita. When the time comes, when it comes to E4, do not expect something like yes.
Good evening, sir. Welcome back. I'm
Yes,
Tina from
ma'am.
CNN Philippines. Sir, maliban po doon sa pag-protesta sa paglilibing at alibingan ng mga bayani, the protesters have a number of sentiments they want to air. Among them, sir, how do you respond to their call on you to stop what they're saying is an effort for the Marcoses, to get the Marcoses back in Malacanang? How do you respond to that, sir?
I am not doing anything to put the Marcoses back. I never said it and I will not. Yung election, sabi ko, baka maparid. But that's just election time. Kung mamatay ko, I said it in Ilocos. You know, they are there putting me to stop of some unold statements that I made. I'm airing a freedom of expression right. Do they realize that they are asking me, what are they there for? Also exercising what? Freedom of expression. This is a free country, which I said. I may not agree by what you say, but I will protect and defend to death your right to say it. That this really yung statement na yan. I was a politician of, I think, in England or France. Sila mismo, why should I stop when I'm supposed to be, policy yan? Bakit? Taga Davao man kayo. Kayo, regulado. What must my role? Ito, sabihin ko sa inyo totoo. Kayo mga taga Davao. I was a prosecutor. When my mother was leading the Yellow Friday, out of respect, I tendered my resignation 3 times. But Fiscal Galicia, who became Councilor Galicia, turned it down at nakiusap sa akin because I was the only one willing to investigate the rebels and the military and the police. Ako lang, I was only handling 3 cases. Walang natanggap ng piskal doon kasi takot. Takot sa police, takot sa military, takot sa rebelde. Kaya nga nakakaibigan ko yung mga yan. Because during court trials, then I have to smile to them. The sparrows were everywhere. Kaya kayo taga Davao, I'm telling you, di ba? When my mother was marching down the streets against the Marcos dictatorship, so they say, I was in government and my mother was there on the streets. So, sabi ko sa boss ko, sir, I cannot stop my mother. And since I do not want to continue with my services in government, I've been here for the last 9 years doing trial work every day. Gusto ko na rin mag-go to practice and make a better income for my family. Yan, totoo. Prangka-prangkahan tayo. Kayong mga mismong protesters, taga Davao, Who were with you? Specious, ano? And my mother. And my mother spoke on Plaza Rizal. Ang kaharap niya, military lang, pati police, siya lang mag-isa. She had no audience, but she was nagsisigaw siya, kayong mga police, kayong mga militar. Ngayon, bakit ako nag-resign? That would give you an idea of my sentiments at the time. But I could not have stopped my mother from opening her mouth. And maybe I got that trait also from her. Because my father was a very strange guy. He was all quiet. I could even count the sentences of his lifetime when I was with him. Yung nanay ko ang
Sir, last from me. This is about your fight against corruption. Do you have any directives to the PCGG about the pursuit of alleged remaining hidden wealth of the Marcos family?
No, I will expand it. What I say is that the PCGG is limited to yung Marcos wealth. But I want it broadened and with more power. Ito sila, pag hindi ito mag-resign, I will conduct my own audit. At ididemanda ko talaga ito lahat in court. I will see to it that they will be. Pagka-plunder, then be sure. Be sure that I will make it definite that you go to jail with no bail. Ayaw ninyo kayong mga corrupt, sige. Pag nahawakan ko yung mga dokumento, paano, how can the people be comfortable with you? Yung mga rates ninyo, that's why you are called quasi. That's why you have fixed terms. Because you are to hear cases about the increase of electricity and all. And here you are, wallowing into corruption with so many. Bakit? Ang konsulta sa inyo. Eh putak, pag wala kang utak, umalis ka dyan. Why do you have some... Sayang yung consultant dito, consult mo. What? Sayang. Where's your brain? Kaya nilagay ka dyan, kaya marunong ka mag-isip. Ubusin niyo yung pera ng, I will review all government corporations. Mabuton dito, ano. Boom. I will limit your ability to acquire consultants or just to milk the government. Karami kong kailangan sa mga national defense and all. I have to buy these rifles and everything. I want to increase our assets in the air and sea. Those are to the interest of the Republic of the Philippines. Tapos magsayang kayo ng I will review how many. Maybe I will prohibit everybody from getting consultants. Gano'n na lang. Ipaputol mo na lang yan. Bunglat. Moro will save millions every month. Bullshit itong yawa. Halo na. So what can the people expect from you idiots? How can you protect public interest? I know that you must be neutral, but public interest is paramount. Kaya mahal na nga lahat yung reklamo na hindi na nga makabayad ng pinuputulan ng electricity, tubig. Tapos nandiyan kayo, sige, parang nagbibigay kayo ng pera ng galing sa bulsa ninyo. Yawa.
Good morning, sir. Ayan Melihor from Philippine News Agency. Sir, you said that you're finalizing plans of opening the ICT sector and energy to new players.
Yes.
When would this happen?
during the APEC. I was trying to listen to them. Of course, we had that in mind already. Mga economists natin, nandyan na yan sa kanila. But, I'd like to tell you the truth. Is that because they have to protect the players there? Who are the players? Multi-billions. Ang pangalan nila. Multi is the first name, billion is the last name. So bakit ako magdadalawang isip? And I do not owe you anything. But precisely, I was avoiding you during the last election. Tabla tayo. Alam ko may iba nagbigay. Well, binigay ninyo sa mga campaigners ko. Well and good. But I am not trying to destroy you. You have the advantage. You are here already. Be content with that. Okay na yan para sa inyo. But let us open everything para matapos na itong kalbaryo ng Pilipino.
Sir, follow-up. Have you received, did anyone express interest to invest on this sector during your meetings in APEC?
Dito?
Yeah, to invest here.
Magbaha yan dito. China is just, and everybody. Energy is really big money. Yang cellphone na yan. I do not want to have a quarrel with the Ayalas and Pangilinan. The same protection given to all. But I said, it's the Filipinos. Now, kung i-dive ninyo yung presyo ninyo, walang problema. I will forget my statement. I-dive mo lahat yung charges niya. Then it's, sabi kayo, mahal eh. Kaya, then, papasukin ko yung iba, yung magsabi, okay na kami. Maski mura lang. Yes, sir. May I help you?
Mr. President, Jonathan Miller from Channel 4 News. There's a lot of talk these days about a new world order, and you have chosen to realign the Philippines with China and with Russia. Is there room within this realignment, do you think, for an America led by Donald Trump? And have you forgiven him for what he said about the Philippines being a terrorist nation?
No, it's not really a world order of arms. The world order of violence is economic. You know, you have noticed now, Korea was pissed off because during the last rebellion, America did nothing to help in even a word or two. Then the most serious is that they wanted a guy, he's an Islamic preacher, I think, and he's in the States. And they wanted him to be extradited to Turkey. So Turkey got pissed off and said, I will go to Russia and China and would try to join the bloc. And that is only business. I'm sure Turkey is not interested in war. Turkey, I think, is still a member of the NATO. So he cannot be an alliance with another militarily if he has this membership with NATO or NATO. What I'm saying is that's why I said I'm redirecting the policy. Usually, even in the past years, when we talk about purchases of arms, it's always the made in America, period. Ships and be down, those given to us were not really given free. They were the most bold vessels, say assets, not needed by America anymore, and were then given to us with a, not really for a song, but for a price. I said it's about time that we redirect our If the Senate, I forgot, Cardin, does not want to sell rifles with us, oh, Putin said that you can have, I'll give you buy one and take one. Almost like that.
And Trump?
Yeah, he said, if you cannot buy arms anywhere, go to me. You buy one, then take one. It's for free. So I get double. Why should I have to belabor the point with Cardin? If it does not want us to be allies, then we'll go to Russia and China. You don't deprive your ally with arms, because your ally has to protect its public and to keep the order internally and to foreign aggression, to repel. Now, if you do not want to sell arms to us on a question of... I just had my figures when I was flying in. I was reading something. The deaths of America was 40. Annual. 40,000. Oh, what is it? And the moment they talk about... that's the vote in the U.S. Congress. What's a popular view? Because there are pressure, as I have said. That State Department has, because of your multiracial population. They have groups there. The LGBT, they go to State Department guys, they go to Liberia and offer aid and assistance. But, they said, come out with the law that would allow same-sex marriages. What's happening? What are the principles that the builders of America, they have lost along the way? Why do you have the Philippines? Do you not even know that the first 2 months of operation, even before the election, there were already a lot of killings? Even before I was elected, there were, look at the records. The first 2 months were not ours. We do not wrap people with plastic tape. There's no need. If you want to kill the drug, just shoot him in the head. Why do you have to carry him from there and there? Those were the purging and the cleansing of, I said, there were a lot of generals there. As a matter of fact, when I came in, I said, I named them publicly. I told them before the elections, leave the service, because if I get to be there, I will name names. So it was a free-for-all. You now realize that there are so many municipal and the city. One died in prison. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a research and give you the answer one of these days. So how do you expect to just say make the to assume rather that it's all killed by people of government, when the mayors themselves were into it? And there are still mayors still there playing the narco politics game. And I'm warning them again. You might not want it to hear it, but you will not only lose your funds, you will lose your life.
Mr. President, just before you go, sir, you did raise earlier the comparison with Latin America and narco-state. The narco-states of Latin America were, as you know, associated with the term death squads too. And in this country, since you became president, in the 5 months since you became president, more people have actually been killed than died during the 9 years of the Marcos dictatorship, which we've also been talking about.
I could ask the same question. Why is America losing 40,000 lives, drug-related cases? What makes the Philippines different from America? May I ask you? in terms of drugs. What is my color with the color of America? The
With
number
respect,
of
sir,
people
it's not
losing death.
state-sanctioned in America. It's
What?
not, with respect, it is not sanctioned
Yes.
by the president, sir.
Yes, it is not. That is what you say. But who supplied the arms? Who invaded a country, Nicaragua? Was it Nicaragua? Panama. You want to talk about the law? Oh, look what America did. They invaded Panama. The president still in prison in the United States. They invaded the country on a question or in the issue because drugs were flooding America, and they had to take out, forgot the name.
Noriega.
Same. America went to war. So they destroyed not only the sovereignty, they fractured the country. It's non-existent actually. And they had to kill Saddam to get the leader. So where is the hypocrisy? Where is the hypocrisy here? The Iraqis are dying, they are against each other, and because America went inside on a pretext that there were weapons of mass destruction, only to admit to the world. And by the way, why is America not a member of the International Criminal Court? Let me ask you. They are invoking extrajudicial killing, calling upon the Human Rights Commission and defining extrajudicial killing, which is in the charter of which he is not a signatory. Do you know that America is not a member? And yet they threaten leaders and presidents. You do not do that to me. When you are a hypocrite to me, you are a hypocrite. By what standard or language do we use? So, I would say, do not talk about lives, about people, my own citizens. You have destroyed countries and deprived their sovereignty. So, where is the moral basis? Tell me. What is the moral basis of the so many things that America did in the name of human rights? Let us, when we talk about national issues, international issues, we have to set the parameters, or else my country, hindi naman ito lalabas. I'm not sure you will publish this or let it out in the air. So I must tell my countrymen, yeah, we are being called by names everywhere with no proof. And here you are, America invading a country, bombing it, killing people in the process, children, adults and all, and even the dogs, and the goats, and the lambs. Only to say, oh, we committed a mistake. No weapons of mass destruction. So I call upon now the human rights of America to consider this.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes. No more?
No more.
You can think of questions. Give me the meaning of hypocrisy. And I would address myself to the international viewers. Sumibat to. Tingnan mo.
Just last question.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. President. I'm Evelyn Quiroz from Manila Bulletin and Balita. Mr. President, bali, ano na pong status ng magnitude ng drug problem sa bansa? And number two, this morning po kasi nag-testify si Espinosa Sinabi niya na po yung mga names ng mga police officials na involved. Tapos po, nung tinanong si General Bato kung anong ginawa, kung anong status po, ang sabi lang po niya nasa Camp Crame, naka-floating status. Sa tingin po ba ninyo, sapat na yung floating lang po sila or meron pa po siyang dapat na gawin against these police officials?
Ganito yan Pag ako ang drug pusher, drug lord or drug pusher, big time or yung pinakamaliit. Alam mo ma'am, kailangan mo akong hulihin, hawak ko itong. Pag naiwan ko yan, at sisitahin mo ako, at sinabi nung isa na partner kami sa droga, wala ka naman nakuha sa akin. Kaya nga hirap kaya nga nakaabutan sa ganitong sitwasyon.
Follow-up question lang po. Sir, mention din siya yung mga suppliers. Ano po yung gagawin ninyo dun sa mga minention niyang suppliers ng drugs? Kasi po sabi ni Kerwin Espinosa, maliit na ano lang po siya. Ibig sabihin, may supplier pa po siyang pinagkukunan na mas na supply ng droga niya. Thank you.
Ma'am, ang unang rinig ko niyan si Judas, pangalawa siya. Kailangan ipako ko siya sa cross para lubasan totoo. Ang mahirap kasi kayo ang Pilipino, mamili kayo. Maniwala kayo sa gobyerno o maniwala ka sa kanila. Ang gobyerno hindi naman palamon sa inyo ng droga. Ang gobyerno nga nagpapatay dyan sa mga patay rin ang taga-gobyerno. If extrajudicial killing, why am I losing 2-3 policemen every day in this country? Kung extrajudicial killing, diretso yan. Explain to me why there are policemen and military men killed in the drive against drugs. Para sundalo na nga, binabanatan pa. Inuuna na tuloy sila.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Ako sa totoo lang, pag nandiyan kayo sa bukid, alam ko sa bukid meron. Ako hindi ako nagbibiro. Stop it. O hindi, pahulugan ako ng bomba. Well, if America decided to invade Panama and arrested Noriega on drugs, then why can't I bomb you out of this world if you continue doing it? Hindi kayo nakinig because you never listened. I said in this fight against drugs, kaya ko dito buhay ko, pati trabaho ko. Walang problema yan.
Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes our press conference for today. Good night.
Thank you. Nawala na.
RTVM.